Hello, sorry about that. Hello, welcome to this after, late afternoon, early evening taste challenge. We have some very interesting products here, and shocking in a way because this is Grand Legacy, and most people will say that's not shocking. I never even heard of that stuff. I know it's not really too popular, but or even well known, or even certainly the availability is low. No, that's not the shocking part. It was introduced in 2006 for sale at CVS Pharmacy. That's not shocking. Here's the shocking part. Here's Crown Royal Black. Look at that black velvet bag. Now you might say, everybody heard of Crown Royal Black. Where you been? That's common. Every liquor store sells Crown Royal Black. Yeah, I get that. The shocking thing is I found out the trademark, it was only introduced in 2010. And I was saying 2010. That's when I started my video channel. Like 2010 seemed like yesterday. I thought Crown Royal Black been on the market for like 50 years, you know. I really thought it was like 50 years, but it was only 2010. So come to find out about Crown Royal, it got introduced in 1939, and yeah, it's like the most famous Canadian whiskey and so forth. But I don't think they really started doing variants of it until the last 32 years. They may have, but it was probably only for Canada, and it was probably not widely available. But they started doing variants of it around 30 years ago, like the Special Reserve, the XO, the and they tried all kinds of stuff, mesquite barrel. Then they got the flavors: Crown Royal Honey, Crown Royal Apple, Crown Royal I don't know, peach. Who knows what they come out with next? Honey, pomegranate, grape. But anyway, I've never tried any of those flavors, by the way. Not opposed to it. I just haven't purchased them. Here's Crown Royal Black. Shockingly, only introduced in 2010. They're showing a crown for King Charles III, King of Canada, New Zealand, the Bahamas, the Falkland Islands, Ascension Island, Gibraltar, England, Wales, so forth. Okay. So whatever, we're not talking about the British Empire right now, but black. This is 90 proof. So this is an extra strength Crown Royal. And then they don't do barrels, well, that I know of. David Cassidy says, "Good evening, sir." Oh, good evening to you. They do a lot of stuff though. Crown Royal, you could get caught up in Crown Royal and never deviate. You could just do all their winter wheat, their like I said, mesquite barrel and all. I mean, you would never run out of ideas. So I bought this. It's running like about 29 27 $29 a bottle. I could check on that, but yeah, it's going to be a little bit more expensive than Crown Royal. But why wouldn't it be? It's a variant. It's a higher grade variant. I don't have too much left because, as you can see, I've been doing challenges with it. But that's 2010. Now, this product here has been on the market since 2006. Now, yeah. Okay. But it's not bad like you think. I know what you're thinking because when I bought it, I was thinking, oh man, this thing is going to be a train wreck, a dumpster fire, a fiasco, and so forth. But I was surprised because I thought it's just not too bad. I wouldn't be on the lookout to buy it, but it's not too bad. Now, I did the reserve. Did the reserve win? Yeah, clearly it did. That was never in doubt. The only problem we had here was did the price justify itself? In other words, did the whiskey live up to that huge price differential? And if you watch the video, I really wasn't sure. I was like, I don't know, man. I got this for bottom. You're like, It's almost like a fraction that keeps repeating. I got like the deal of the century. I got the deal of the century twice with Grand Legacy. I bought it twice. You say you bought it twice. I bought it once for myself. The second time when the guy made the deal, I was like, I can't pass that up. I'll get it for myself. And if somebody wants it, I'll give it to them. If not, I'll get through it some kind of way. And my friend David was like, I'm not turning down that deal. I said, I know you don't really like Canadian whiskey. He said, for that price and that size bottle, I'll take it. I had to laugh. I said, okay. I said, you cracked me up. But I didn't make him pay me for it. I just gave it to him. He was pretty happy. But I'm so curious to see what he's going to say on our Fandango Friday about it. If he rips it apart, I won't care. I won't get angry. I don't get angry about liquor. Some people do. Like, that's their religion. Okay. They get angry about beer. Let's see. It'll focus. Yeah. So you can see the Crown Royal is clearly mahogany, and the Grand Legacy is basically almost like straw compared to that. It's so light. Now, did they add caramel color to it? Well, that's a good question, because they say on the label it has natural flavors added, but they don't say a word about coloring. And Legacy Distilling, we'll use that term. I know who it is, though. They're pretty good about it. If they add caramel color, they'll just say it on the bottle, caramel color added. They don't hide behind, they don't hide behind the law. Because the regulations say that you do not have to disclose if it has coloring added, if it's a blended. But I almost said a word starting with sa. But Legacy Distilling, yeah, we'll use that name. Apparently they're pretty good about, if they use caramel color, they'll just say, yeah, we use caramel color. What about it? So, and I can see their attitude. They're saying, what about it? Because it's $8.99 for a liter, with like Kentucky Tavern. Well, sad thing about Kentucky Tavern, it used to be Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, but the new Kentucky Tavern Special Edition, yeah, I've seen it. I never bought it, but it's bourbon whiskey with natural flavors. You say, oh, what? What? That's what it says. But like I said, I got so much bourbon now, I can't do it. Can't buy it. I'll give these people credit, though. I'll give them credit. Whatever natural flavorings they're using, they must contract with a very good natural flavoring, because it's wholesale. They're not paying retail prices. Like, you go to the grocery store and you buy, there's a whole rack of natural flavors, or if you want to buy artificial, do that too. Usually from McCormick, but it's not only McCormick that sells it. They're the main company, but that's not the only company. And you're going to pay a good amount of money for that stuff. And a company like this says, Legacy Distilling, they ain't paying anywhere close to what you're paying per ounce. They're getting a much cheaper price because they're buying it wholesale, and they're not buying a little 50 milliliter bottle. They're buying a train load of it. Like, literally, I'm not joking, like train cars, use liquid contain. That's what they're buying. Which goes back to the old argument about free enterprise versus the Interstate Commerce Act, train regulation. Well, obviously they charged more for a short haul than a long haul because a short haul was no benefit for them. But these Western socialists, you couldn't tell them. Anyway, all right. Oh, that's got to be the Crown Royal. It's got to be. I'm going to explain that. All right. This is the Crown Royal because it has a much more intricate aroma, and it is. Got it right. And I'll explain that. David Cassidy says, "Good evening, sir. Good evening to you." And Shane Fudge says, "Howdy, Jay. Howdy to you, Shane. Thanks for watching. I always appreciate everybody watching." Well, I'll explain this. And I got some beer coming up tomorrow, man. I got some great beers that I reviewed, and I have some not so great beers too. Some of them were kind of questionable, but none of them were bad. You say, well, how do I know if a beer is bad? Well, if it's bad, I'll give it a D. A D, that means poor, horrible. But you can drink it, but it's terrible. And F means it's so bad you can't even drink it. It's undrinkable. Do I ever really buy beers like that? No, because they don't really exist. But they exist in theory more than fact. But I have run across some of those. But they're so rare that they're almost non-existent. You can find some D beers, D meaning poor. They taste bad, but you can somehow choke it down without puking. But they're very, very rare also. What about a C? Like it's average. It's not really good. It isn't. It actually is not good. I mean, you could drink it. You never would want to, but you bought a six-pack. You don't want to waste it. They have some of those. They're not too common. They exist, but chances are you won't find that. What about a good beer? It's good. You like it. You wouldn't really try to track it down, but you drinking it. You enjoying it. You share it with friends and family. If somebody gives you one, you'll drink it. You like it. It's nice. It's a B. It's a good beer. Well, that's pretty much at every beer store in the world. What about excellent beers? Those are a little harder to find. They're going to cost more. Sometimes not. But there's something about those beers that are above and beyond what you should expect. And those really stand out. But funny thing about that is some of these very common beers, you can get them in 30 packs. Yeah, 30 packs. They really do fall within the excellent range, but you're not supposed to talk about that. They kick you out. See, if you talk about that on these hangouts, they kick you out the Facebook groups. They'll do that. You got to go. I said, but what I said was true. That's why you're kicking me out. It's not you're kicking me out because what I said was false. You're kicking me out because what I said was a threat. But I'm going to stand by that. Burley says, you. Hello to you, Burley Sullivan. Yeah, but I am going to stand by that because I don't kowtow to these people. We don't bow down to anybody. We don't bow down on anybody's ground. Now, we want to be honest, want to be truthful, want to be measured, want to be careful. But to say, oh, well, I'm going to say it's great because that's what people want. No. I said Pliny the Elder was great. I said Pliny the Elder was the best IPA I ever tried. That's because it was. It was great, and it was the best IPA I ever tried. I didn't say that because that was what the people wanted. I said it was the truth. I said, oh, man, this is unreal. It was unreal. Unreal. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe that one. So is this really a challenge? It's a challenge in name only. It's not a real challenge because there is no way any reasonable person could ever confuse these two products. That cannot happen. But let's break it down, try to approach this in an analytical sense. Oh, yeah. So, Grand Legacy, was anybody buying this talking about, oh, I'm going to be amazed by it? I'm pretty sure nobody in the history of the world ever bought this thing. I'm going to be amazed by it. I think they bought it because A, it was like ridiculously and abnormally cheap, which it is then and now. Happened Saturday. This is Monday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Um, no one's going to give this as a gift, wedding, graduation, anniversary. But I think they would bring it for like a Super Bowl viewing party because nobody, you know how that goes. Um, Mardi Gras parade, Carnival parade party, watching a parade. Nobody's sitting there thinking, "Oh, did you notice the apple notes in this whiskey?" No one's doing that. But they're gonna drink too much. If you come to Louisiana, they're gonna drink too much. Or if they're watching LSU football, Louisiana State University, you know what's going to happen. Okay, so yeah, for that kind of function or a family reunion, stuff like that, because that's what the people do in these things. So yeah, it'll be fine. I don't think anybody would drink it and think it was nasty, but they're not going to drink it this way anyway. They're not going to drink it neat at room temperature like this. You know that. I know that. The American people know that. The Canadian people know that. It's going to be a mixer. They're going to mix it with Sprite and any other kind of thing, and then it'll mask the flavor anyway. So I don't know why you would take an expensive whiskey and do a mixer, but anyway, I would not. I mean, personally, I'd be like the odd man out at the get together, not get together, get together. I would be saying, well, this is an interesting vanilla flavor, but I do like it. I'll admit that, freely admit that. Would not buy it again, although I did buy it again Saturday. $8.99. I mean, come on, that's amazing. Is my friend David going to waste it? No. If you know him like I know him, he don't waste whiskey. Oh, he might put it down, talk about how trash it is, and many times justifiably so. He ain't gonna waste it. He ain't gonna waste it. I mean, I'm not gonna waste the stuff either. All right, I'm guilty. But Crown Royal Black. Oh man, if this stuff was made in the United States, it would be such a good bourbon. You say bourbon? That's not bourbon. That's not bourbon. Not bourbon. It's not bourbon. It's made in Canada. I know. In a real sense, in a practical sense, in a real world approach, not worrying about the legal technicalities of it, it is a very good bourbon. I mean, it has a rich corn, the charred oak. It's got 90 proof. It's got body. It's got character. It has so much approachability. It's so smooth. There's no bite. Goes down like just like Oh, you just want to lay down on a pillow and sip on it. It's just so amazing. And the price point, to get an amazing product like this for the price point, it is amazing. It's amazing that you can get it, and it's amazing. But technically, no, it's not a bourbon. Can't be, because bourbon is a region specific product. It has to be made in the United States. I haven't ever been able to find out if territories count. Yeah, could you make a American bourbon whiskey in Puerto Rico, or the U.S. Virgin Islands, or American Samoa, or Guam, or Wake Island, Wake Island, and would it be considered a bourbon? I don't know about that law. I think when they say it has to be made in the United States, they mean the actual 50 states. But there could be an exception. There could be a protocol or a sub chapter that I didn't read. But I mean, are they making any American bourbons in those island countries? I don't think they are. So you might be on here about the comment saying, "Oh wait, my uncle bought some American bourbon made in the U.S. Panama Canal Zone in 1978. It's aged 2 years. That's okay. Bring it on. I believe it, but I gotta see it." But Crown Royal, can't call it bourbon. All right, Canadian blended whiskey, which I think it's heavy corn. It's probably 80% corn whiskey. It's clearly extra aged. It's not watered down to 80. It's a full 90 proof. I think they're using rye. It's got that spice. Definitely has that spice. They might be using wheat to soften it, but it's a tiny percentage of wheat. Barley malt whiskey, single malt. If you live in Scotland, yeah, I think it's probably 10% that. I think it's probably up to 10% malt whiskey. Is it aged super long? I mean, probably not. But it's okay. It is a lot more introspective than Crown Royal. Now, I like Crown Royal. I'm not a Crown Royal hater. You've never seen me make a video where I'm attacking Crown Royal. I've never done that. I don't do that. I have no reason to do that. Crown Royal is an exceptional product. I like it. I'm so glad I bought the handle. I would recommend it, and so forth. Crown Royal to me is a real winner. Salacious whiskey snob commentary notwithstanding, I think Crown Royal is good. Now, but on the other hand, if I was looking to buy Crown Royal for just drinking, but I don't actually drink whiskey aside from taste challenges, so the point is moot, not mute, moot. If I was going to buy Crown Royal, I would buy the black. I would buy the black. I'd buy the black. It's just got 90 proof. It's a high. That's as high as I like to go there. It's 90 proof. It's obviously aged extra long. It has some very interesting components to it. It tastes like a bourbon. I know it cannot be called bourbon, but dot dot dot, fill it in. But yeah, I can't get enough of it. It's like a jewel. The only thing that freaks me out is that it's only been on the market since 2010, and I'll tell you, I would have thought if you'd have brought this up 10 years ago, 2013, I'd have said Crown Royal Black. Man, that's been around so long, it ain't even funny. But I didn't realize it was only 2010. I think it's something about the marketing and the product placement. They've had it in so many liquor stores for the last 13 years that you think it's been around 50 years. Like in your mind, you think, oh, it's been around 50 years, but it hasn't. So yeah, Crown Royal Black is the clear and present winner. But you're going to have to pony up some money to buy the bottle. which I did because I bought the bottle. It was not sent to me. I do not have liquor sent to me by any company. I've never had a liquor sent to me by any company, but if they want to do it, fine. I'll make a video every day. Like I would literally make a video every day. That's why I laugh when people say, "Oh, you got those companies sending you stuff." I laugh. I say, "Man, if they were sending me stuff, you would see a video for that product every day. Like literally every day. I could handle that." You say you'd go down. You go down. Okay, I'll go down in 40 years. In 2063, I'd be kind of getting kind of shaky. You know what I'm saying? Like I can handle that. If it's free, I'm going to do that. But it's not going to happen, or I don't expect it to happen. I don't see it. I'm not asking for it to happen. I got money. I can buy it. What I'm going to do with all this money? Uh, put it in the bank. Yeah, put it in the bank. It's going to be in the bank. It's in the bank. Okay. So these are the hardest taste challenges when you got this, high, high, low, low. It makes it difficult. So yeah, buy it, try it. You're gonna love it. Crown Royal Black, the legend. Can't go wrong with it. You really okay. Oh, comments. Commerce Ozzy says hello. I think there are other reasons it's not a bourbon. Oh, what would those reasons be? Because let me tell you, if it was made in the United States, it would be a bourbon, and I'll tell you why. Man, if this thing would focus, I'd really tell you why. Oh, good, it did it. I'll tell you why. I know it's at least 51% corn. It's probably 80% corn. Maize, if you live in Scotland or Wales. Um, okay, 75% corn, whatever. It's aged at least 3 years. That's the law of Canada. So bourbon, okay, it satisfies that. So, oh, I know what you're going to say. Yeah, okay. All right. I'll get to that. So, mostly corn, aged in oak barrels, law of Canada. Yeah, but I got you before you said it. I got you before you said it. Okay. All right. It's not made in the United States. It's not made in the United States, so it can't be bourbon. That's a technical reason. New oak barrels. Okay, you got me there, but I caught you before you said it. Is it aged in new charred oak barrels? Well, yeah, I think that Crown Royal is probably aged in used oak barrels, but that's not a law. You can take Canadian whiskey and age it in new charred oak barrels. You can do that. Still won't be bourbon. I mean, it will be, but it can't be. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. All right. Okay. So it's the most bourbon tasting non-bourbon around, except for Crown Royal Bourbon Mash, which is coming up next, but not tonight. I can't do that tonight. We got NFL. Oh Lord, it started already. All right. Yeah. National Socialist Football League. Gotta go, y'all. Um, so yeah, you gotta buy it. I mean, buy it. You like James Bond said, you only live twice. So buy it. Yeah, buy it. You gotta buy it. You gotta buy it. You gotta buy it. If you're into whiskey tasting and like I am, obviously. So yeah, buy it. You gotta buy it. Now, Grand Legacy, well, yeah, I don't guess you have to buy that, but it's actually much better than you would at first believe. All right, thanks, y'all. Now let's go see how the teams do on the field. All right, but all kidding aside. All right, thank you, everybody.